Now, what we can do, Mike, because we promised people that we will help
Yeah.
them with some of the limiting beliefs and we will do it live so they can get value out of this. I would suggest that our audience either have a pen and a paper,
Mm.
or they could have a notepad or typing or whatever it is. Start with the area of, let's say, career and money.
Yeah.
Where would you ideally like to be in 5 years? Think about a number. Okay, let's just directly go to the money, for example. Yeah, think about a number in your mind. Ideally, you would like to be at this number so that you don't feel, insecure. You are
Yeah.
financially free. You feel like you want to spend the way you want to spend. You want to live a good life. What is that number? And write down the number at the top of the page. That's where you want to be. The next thing you want to do is think about all the reasons why you cannot achieve it. What do you think? Is that realistic? If it's not realistic, why do you think it's not realistic? Write down at least 3 to 5 reasons. Yeah. Um, and I'll just probably give them 1 to 2 minutes to do it here,
Yeah,
so
absolutely
that.
fine. I do recommend you do that. I've had lots of practice of these sorts of exercises, and actually doing the exercise makes a lot of difference.
So, as they are kind of going through that, let me just run by some examples so that they can, get started as well. Some of the beliefs could be that, well, I don't have the right education, I don't have the right contacts, maybe it's not meant for me, or my luck is like that, I really cannot help it. Or, well, success is only for people who have the connections and who know the right people at the right time, and it really needs to click. I cannot have success because X and Y and Z reason. Yeah, it could be anything. If you're looking at relationships, it could be the same thing. I cannot have my ideal love partner because X and Y and Z. It could be issues related to trust. It could be issues related to something that somebody said when they were a small child. There was one client who told me when he dreamt of becoming a doctor, his relative called him aside and he said, "You really think you can be a doctor? Look at the people in our family. All we do is like labor jobs,
Mm.
and this is all we are meant to do. You really think you can do this?" And that guy actually went on to become a very, very
Mm.
famous pediatrician in New York, and uh, he was born in India in a middle class
Yeah.
family, but then he went on to achieve probably the highest there is. So beliefs are, they infiltrate. Beliefs are very, 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 there are slimy things. If somebody, if somebody with authority says something, people would believe that, yeah, that must be true. Well, this person said it, so, but we are not bothered about all those things. Today, we want to look at just those beliefs,
Yeah.
regardless of where they come from, and we want to identify them. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So
so
assuming
as you,
people, yeah,
yeah. So I hope they might have 3 to 5
yeah,
beliefs now. And if you have those now, you might want to start with the most important one. Important as in a belief, which if you change, you will get massive leverage out of it. You might say, this is the stumbling block. If I change this, it could really open the stream. It could really open the flood for me. Look at that one limiting belief that you want to change, the most powerful limiting belief. And as you identify that, you may either circle it or pick that one. And I'm going to give two methods. One is
yeah,
a very logical conscious method, and one is a subconscious method. We talked about how some beliefs can be subconscious or super glued in the mind. So we are going to break that. We are going to break that today, and we are going to replace it with something really powerful. Yeah. So the first step is, think about, this is a logical way to do it, which is
yeah,
think about somebody who has the same limitations as you, or even worse, but has done really well in life.
Mm.
I would even suggest that they collect 3 to 5 examples, or as many as they can. You can easily Google, you can use, one of the AI tools and come up with so many suggestions. And there are so many. There are so many of these examples, right? Almost every culture, every nation, regardless of background, regardless of upbringing, childhood, there are so many examples of successful people. That is one way to do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
once you have them, probably have some kind of a cutout or have a list of names and put it at a place where you can see. This is very important. So that your mind, when you're going through a place where you're looking at it, you just quickly glance through it and it quickly picks up what's happening.